Welcome along to the 57th edition of the Shay Elliott Memorial Race. I'm Cian Lynch and this is another Black Umbrella production. We are down in the Garden of Ireland for one of Ireland's greatest one-day races. First off, we caught up with last year's winner, Emmy Vale's Conor Murphy.
I'm with 2013 winner of the Shay Elliott Memorial, Conor Murphy. Conor, any expectations for today to take a double?
We'll see what happens. Looks to be a very strong field today. The weather could play a big part, so we'll see what happens.
Mark Dowling of DID Dunboyne brings great form into the race, having taken the laurels at last weekend's Ross Moon.
Very pleased with last weekend's racing, so today is really hard race. I'm feeling, with the bad weather maybe not suit me, but I've been second in this race before, so I'm really hoping I can add it to my resume.
Owen Morton's father Peter won this race some years ago. Indeed, the UCD team should perform well today.
The weather looks pretty rough today, so we'll wait and see how it actually pans out. The wind's very strong, and it's going to be a difficult conditions today, kind of similar enough to the start of last year, but it looks like over the climb we're going to have some really rough weather, so it's going to be difficult. I think there's a stronger field at the race this year again. We've got Sherlock is home, Mark Dowling's home, we've got the lads who were on the Polygon team last year all home, so makes it a little bit more difficult, but we'll give it a rip and see how things go, how things pan out in the day.
As the field rolls out, there will be the inevitable attacks from the start. Last year's winner Conor Murphy managed to escape with teammate Thomas Martin, the pair working up and over on the hard run in from Drumguff. No doubt they will be marked men today. This is a race for the all-rounder. Joe Fenlon of Aqua Blue, former national vets champion, enjoying a lighter moment with one of the DID Dunboyne riders before the flag is dropped for the race proper. And the 2014 Shay Elliott Memorial Race is on, the pace hotting up from the gun. Now to the action, and already the first break of the day. Simon Ryan, Dylan Foley, John Mannix, Stephen Shanahan. But at the front, the sensational Eddie Dunbar, and the riders are struggling to hold his wheel. The bunch concerned perhaps at the presence of Eddie Dunbar in that break. UCD taking the decision to give chase as they turn off the main road. Still early on in this race, plenty of climbing still to come here. We have a large breakaway established and they're working well together, holding about 20 seconds or so on the peloton. Great camera work here again from the team at Black Umbrella. Still the UCD team of Owen Morton, Greg Swinnand, amongst others, surely under instruction to close it down as they sweep into the corner. Now catching the UCD riders side on. Interesting to see Timmy Barry of Aqua Blue back racing at this level, marking the UCD riders as he can with both Dylan Foley and Robin Kelly in the breakaway up ahead. The racing is very much still on here. We see the informed Duncan Fraser, who dominated the stages at the recent Tour of the North, now riding for Cycling Ulster at the head of affairs here. As he opens a gap, he has Damian Shaw in close attendance, the peloton not letting either rider away. As the race passes through Glenealy, the breakaway is coming into view as they close upon our camera shot. Greg Swinnand of UCD and Alistair Macaulay are in a three-man break with the South Dublin rider here in attendance also. The three will have to work incredibly hard if they're going to close the gap of 500 metres or so to the breakaway. It certainly looks as if Sinnott and Macaulay are doing all the work to get across. They should get across if they're working at this rate very, very soon. As expected, Macaulay and Sinnott make contact with the breakaway. Too much for their passenger, the South Dublin rider, beginning to lose contact. Things beginning to hot up behind. It looks as if a small group has broken off the front of the chasing field. Indeed, amongst them are Mark Dowling of DID Dunboyne, Danny Bruton of AC Byzantine and Damian Shaw of Aqua Blue marking the break. David McCann once again demonstrating with such aggression. He'll not be led away too easily. The former two-time Ross winner Damian Shaw now attacking, keen to move forward. Dowling, realising that the break is only 30 seconds up the road, brings Shaw back. Shaw now intent on persevering, immediately counters, successful now and driving across to the break. Great close-up now of Fraser Duncan, with David McCann and Mark Dowling in close attendance. Duncan chasing very hard at this stage. The chasing field unwilling to allow the quartet get away, which will work in the favour indeed of the leaders at this stage in the race. Back across to the leaders now and working very well together. Greg Swinnant of UCD coming around Dylan Foley of Aqua Blue. Dunbar as always looking strong. John Mannix Alistair Macaulay of Cycling Ulster, Damian Shaw, Paddy Clark showing consistent good form indeed. Clark following with Javon Nulty fresh from international duty with the Espoirs in the Ardennes. Damian Shaw very focused, Paddy Clark coming through and Nulty again sharing the workload. John Mannix and a great close-up shot of Eddie Dunbar's stead. Very efficient pedal stroke from the 2013 Junior Tour winner. Again, Paddy Clark coming through the line, followed by Damian Shaw and the Cycling Ulster duo, including Alistair Macaulay. As the break approaches the foot of Drumguff, the first 800 metres are under cover of trees. This is a crucial part of the climb, and it's Macaulay who's attacked the lead group, quickly establishing a lead of 10 seconds or so on the group containing Eddie Dunbar. Macaulay now committed and no time to take in the spectacular scenery to the left of this ascent. The chasers now making the right turn at the foot of the Shay Elliott, straight into the small ring for many. Others must make a move immediately if they are to close the gap to the leaders. Dunbar showing his hand now and chasing Macaulay. This is where the potential classic pretenders might make their move. Macaulay about to be caught now by the quartet of Dunbar, Clark, Foley, and leading them Damian Shaw of Aqua Blue. Now time for Damian Shaw and Eddie Dunbar to press on. Will this be the winning move? What a contrast, the power of Shaw against the fluency of Dunbar. Paddy Clark senses the opportunity to close the gap on his own, taking time to glance back at Dylan Foley and Danny Bruton. He'll have to really commit to bridge across solo. This pair moving forward and accelerating away towards the print. Taking the print atop the Shay Elliott climb, Damian Shaw leads Eddie Dunbar. Next over and chasing the trio of Greg Swinand of UCD, leading young Danny Bruton and Paddy Clark. Javin Nulty of DID Dunboyne leading Stephen Shanahan of Limerick Cycling Club. Alistair Macaulay, who must be paying the price for the attack at the foot of the Drumguff climb. And next up, Dylan Foley, slipping back ever so slightly. With the major climbs of the day complete, Kanturk's Eddie Dunbar working well with Damian Shaw, the duo leading the race into Roundwood. The chasing trio no doubt working well under Swinand's advices, Paddy Clark of Fitzscience Liquid Works and Danny Bruton of AZ Byzantine making a right turn towards Roundwood. Last year it was Murphy and Martin driving towards the finish. This year it's another duo. Damian Shaw and Eddie Dunbar understand that this is not the time to hesitate. Time to consolidate their lead as they cross the reservoir at Roundwood. Into the finish, and Damian Shaw of Aqua Blue has attacked his breakaway companion. And it's Shaw who takes the 57th edition of the Shay Elliott Memorial Classic, 200 metres ahead of exciting prospect for the future Eddie Dunbar of Kanturk. And nice scenes as they greet one another and pose for the media, who are keen to capture the moment. Danny Bruton of AC Byzantine takes the final podium spot from Paddy Clark of Fitzscience Liquid Works, with Greg Swinand another fine placing in 5th place for UCD.
And with 2014 winner of the Shay Elliott Memorial, Damian Shaw. Damian, how do you feel?
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I've been trying to win this race the last couple of years. Finally get my name on the trophy is brilliant now.
Epic race out there. How did it feel on the climb when you were coming over?
Good. I had Eddie for company. I knew Eddie was honest, and obviously he's shown a lot of potential, especially climbing. And I knew he'd be well able to climb with me, and I was just hoping he'd come to the finish. I get into a small chase group, and eventually I kind of came across on my own. Once I came across, we really started working. The gap went out to like 3 or 4 minutes. So that was it for the day, I think.
Your feelings the last 500 metres?
I remember coming up there last year, with regrets, and I wasn't going to have them this year. So just really digging in and absolutely delighted. Just there's some great names on this trophy, and just to be one of them is brilliant.
And with Eddie Dunbar, 2013 winner of the Junior Tour of Ireland and second place on the 2014 Shay Elliott Memorial. Eddie, you must be super happy.
Yeah, I'm delighted. Came second, so behind Damian Shaw, who's a brilliant rider. I mean, he's probably the top rider in the country at the moment. So it was an honour to get to cycle with such a good cyclist, and he deserved to win in the end.